Finally, a Spider-Man in his classic red and blue attire. How does it compare to his unhoused look? Find out in this week's review of Marvel Legends Across the Spider-Verse, Wave 2, Peter Parker. Bitten by a radioactive spider, Peter Parker has been Spider-Man for over a decade. Since he was a teenager, Peter has been knocked down over and over.
I can do this all day.
But he always finds a way to get back up. Until he didn't.
No, I don't think I will.
Accessories! Does this purse go with my bra?
Spider-Man comes with a set of web shooting hands with no webs, and a set of fists for those fisticuffs. The masked head sculpt is the same we've seen before. Would have liked to seen a different expression, maybe a squinty eye or spider sense effect. Popping on the Peter Parker head sculpt and looking at it side by side, the unmasked head sculpt is the exact same sculpt as the Peter B. Parker, only blonde and a different paint app. The likeness isn't bad, but the lack of facial hair makes his chin come off extra pointy. You don't need to watch Into the Spider-Verse a few dozen times to know that the unmasked Peter Parker head should have been bruised and beaten to be movie accurate.
2 for flinching.
Articulation, bruh.
Okay, Spider-Man's head's on a ball and hinge, allowing him to look all the way down, all the way up. There is some left to right, but not a lot of tilt. The upper torso has a ball joint that has some good tilt. It also has some decent rotation. There's a lower crunch at the waist, which does break up the sculpt on the front and the back. The arms rotate all the way around. There's a bicep swivel, a pinless double jointed elbow. Arms ball and hinge straight out if you push in and up at the same time. Hands do rotate, hinging up and down. Legs kick up pretty good for a Spider-Man. Out, not the greatest amount. There's an upper thigh swivel, a pinless double jointed knee. There's a nicely hidden boot swivel. Feet do hinge down, hinge all the way up, and rocks like a woman who loves your quirks.
What are you, nuts? What happened? What am I doing?
Go sit yourself.
Whether he's resting his legs or permanently resting, Spider-Man can go sit himself. Alright, first up, you need to give the man some slack, or slacks. Here's Peter Parker. And he may have a drink, but he's not exactly liquid. Here's the unhoused Peter Parker. And proving that Hasbro can do a damaged head sculpt, here's Peter Parker. Next up we have the Spider-Mentee. Here's Miles Morales, Spider-Man. And even without the do, she's still blue. Here's Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen. And despite his name, he'll never go on sale. Here's Miguel O'Hara, $20.99. And the only character with as much screen time as Peter, here's the Prowler, Miles G. Morales.
Think unsexy thoughts. Think unsexy thoughts.
To be clear, it may say Across the Spider-Verse on the packaging, but Spider-Man's shortly lived appearance was from the Into the Spider-Verse movie.
I've been waiting for this moment for years.
Oh, good. Morty, this is Miss Lead.
It irks me that Hasbro didn't paint the sculpted web lines, but they didn't do that for either of the other Spider-Verse Spider-Men, so at least they're consistent. The only other animated Spider-Man to have sculpted web lines, aside from the Spider-Verse figures, is the 6-armed Spider-Man. The reds on the wide-eyed head is a shade pinker, and the web pattern on the mask is smaller. Even if you can overlook all of that, it's too big on this tiny little peg. From the Spider logo up, Sweaty Pants Peter B is the exact same figure. The only additional accessories is Peter's head. Clean-shaven Peter Parker has slightly more room between the head and neck, allowing for a bit of tilt. He may be missing the gut, but this release will only be used as Peter B. The blonde-haired head sculpt will be banished to the drawer of unused heads.
Are you mad at me? I feel like you're mad at me.
The previous unhoused Peter B came with both whipping and fisted hands, plus a slapping and a drink-holding hand. He also came with 2 heads. Out of the 3 releases, this Spider-Man has the best articulation. He can even do the Wakanda Forever salute, even though he definitely shouldn't.
Hell yeah, best movie of 2018, Wakanda Forever. Oh no.
Not sure if it was his intended purpose, but the purple Spider-Punk's multiversal watch fits Spider-Man perfectly. Doesn't stop his lower ab crunch from glitching though. The toy engineering on the lower ab crunch breaks up the sculpt in the front and the back if you push the crunch too far.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not.
What's going on with your body?
So, to sum up my thoughts with more thoughts, if the sculpted web lines would have been painted, I would have given Spider-Man a hand, even if Hasbro won't. Relaxed gripping or wall crawling hands would have been better than the reuse. On its own, this release is lazy and unimaginative, coupled with 2 previous Peter B. Parkers, and this is a must-have.